Hey guys, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you how to build your own Linktree or link in bio page for free using Claude Code. The great thing about this method is that not only is it going to be free, it's also going to give you a way more professional, way more customized result that is going to represent you in the best light possible, which is, in my opinion, what one of these pages should do. So yeah, let's get into it. So what is a Linktree, first of all? So it's basically one link that holds all of your other links. So links to your socials, links to any websites or projects you have ongoing. And you would typically put it in every bio that you have, whether that's on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you are online. There's a free version and a lot of people use that. The problem with it is that it's Linktree, heavily Linktree branded, and it's not really so professional and it's not so customizable either. Most of the good features are paywalled, and yeah, you're also not able to have your own custom domain. That needs a paid plan as well. Most people are paying around £8, £12 a month, sometimes even more, to gain access to all the features that they actually need. So it's not a huge expense. So why go to all this bother to create your own version of a Linktree? First of all, it doesn't take very long. So you can save that £140 a year. It's not going to take you very much time. For me though, the biggest reason is to create something better and something more bespoke to me and how I want to represent myself online. And I'm looking forward to showing the result later so you can see the kind of difference. It's also a great chance to use your own domain. So I have livesy.codes, which is my personal site where I, host projects and document what I do. Yeah. So what does a self-made one cost? So it can be free if you want it to be. If you want the full professional look, you are probably going to want to get a domain as well. That'll set you back around £8 a year if you want. So it's really very low cost. And that's if you want the full pro look. If you're happy to use a Vercel domain, which I'm going to talk to you about in a second, it can actually be fully free and give you way more kind of customization and than you would get with a free version of Linktree, for example. So the advantages is it's yours, no monthly fees to pay. It looks exactly how you want it to look, fully customizable. I can use my own domain. I can use subdomains. I can have multiple different pages and host all sorts of different projects on there. The drawbacks are you have to maintain it in some way. It does need a little bit of tech confidence, but a lot of people, when they speak to me about wanting to start vibe coding, they want an easy project to start with. And this is a perfect example of a nice, easy project that I think anyone could do pretty easily within, say, an hour. The other drawback you're going to have is that you're not going to have kind of a dashboard or analytics or some of the extras that Linktree, for example, offer, things like tip jars, email signups and stuff like that. However, from my experience, first of all, these are easy to add later. They're also quick to build. Secondly, a lot of those extra features come with added cost. In some cases, you even have to provide commission to Linktree. So it's not a great way to build your business. I see this kind of as an advantage in a way. You're basically building in a way that avoids dependency on a platform. So let's just go through the process real quick. So first of all, we're going to do a nice, detailed, descriptive prompt for Claude Code. Plain English. We're going to tell it exactly what we want and be really specific with the language that we use. We're going to add our assets, so a banner and a profile photo. If you don't add those, you're basically leaving the kind of look and feel up to Claude Code. And if you've had any experience with vibe coding before, you will know that kind of AI-generated imagery, it's not always the most tasteful and it does sometimes miss the mark. So this is your chance to basically kind of force Claude Code to your taste and what you want your visual identity to be, rather than letting it go off piste and do its own thing. And once you've done that, you're going to let Claude Code cook. I used plus 4.8 for this particular personal site. It's going to probably take around 5 to 10 minutes to produce a first draft. And then you can iterate, take a look at it, and tweak it until it feels just right. Once you're happy with it, you can then sign up to Vercel. You can take out a hobby plan, which is permanently free. And you could even use their project domain that they're going to provide for you as your link in bio if you wanted. The last step, and probably a step I would recommend, especially because we're already saving money by not paying for Linktree, is to add a custom domain. So go get yourself a domain if you've not got one already. And then what we're going to do at the end is, once we've got a project that we're happy with in Vercel, we're then going to point our domain to that project so that people on the internet hitting that URL are going to land on the project that we've created with Claude Code and hosted on Vercel. So that's kind of the process. Now, I'm just going to quickly show you my prompt that I did. This is verbatim what I put in. So create a personal page to replace my Linktree. I told it where the site is going to be hosted. I told it what I want it to include. So social links, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, X, YouTube, etc. Wherever you are online, you can list all of them. And I did links to my personal projects, my consulting site, and I told it that I wanted to create a project showcase and a tools page that covers the software and tools that I use. I told it a little bit about what I want it to look like, use the icons for the platform. This is important for professionalism, and a little bit about the identity. Then on the copy, keep copy simple, following any bio from other socials. Wanted to emphasize it should work on mobile primarily, including the in-app browsers. So nice, very clear, specific information you can deploy directly to Vercel. I don't want you to overdo it and create a whole big project here. I just want to deploy directly to Vercel. Now, what did I add afterwards? So the copy, first time round, like a lot of AI, it wasn't always bang on what I wanted to say for each link. So I rewrote some of them simply in my own voice and fed that back to Claude. I went through and added my tools, and again, probably did a couple of iterations there, decided which tools I wanted to recommend, what I wanted to say about each one. I added a project showcase, again, same thing, couple of little iterations there. And finally, some tweaks and polish, mainly to the way it was presented and the way it looked and felt. Here's the final result. You can see I've got my banner image, my profile picture, my headline. I've got all of my social media presences here. By the way, go follow me on all these platforms, and more dedicated links for all of my key places. So my YouTube channel, my Claude practitioner community, my consulting business, and the project pages. So let's look at the tools page. It's broken it down into different sections, LLMs, developer tools, and you've got everything here from Claude to backend stuff like Supabase, email infrastructure, financial infrastructure, Google Cloud, of course, Vercel. This is what I'm recommending to you now. It's all there with descriptions of how I use it. Super happy with the way this looks. One of the little tweaks, I told it which ones I deemed as essential. There's some tools that I use a little bit, and there's other tools that I think are absolutely fantastic and I use all the time. So I've tried to call them out here as well. Going back, let's now have a quick look at the projects page. For each project, I have a how it's built. To get Claude to do this, I basically got it to look in my directory and break down the architecture of each of these projects and have that in the kind of how it's built section. I've even got this site on there as well. So yeah, quite happy with what it produced. I think it looks really professional. I couldn't be much happier with it, really. I already had livesy.codes as a domain, so it really was no incremental cost to me to do this. It just saved me, basically just saved me £12 a month that I was paying to Linktree before. So just for comparison, let's now just switch. This was before my Linktree. It's not bad. It did its job, but given I already had a domain and I have access to Claude Code, obviously this is the far more professional option, and I'm super happy with the result. Thanks so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys build. Please post your personal pages down below once you've made them, and I'll take a look. And check out mine in my description below. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed already, go do that. I post content weekly about vibe coding and about creating businesses using AI. And yeah, I'd love to have you along for the journey. I'll see you in the next one.